going on, everybody? For today's video, we have the Hasbro Beyblade Burst Surge Speedstorm Curse to Tomb S6. So I'm pretty happy to get this because I wasn't able to get the Takara Tomy counterpart, which is Curse Satomb. It's part of a random booster set, and those are very hard to get, especially in the US and Canada. So yeah, I think I'm happy that we at least got the Hasbro version. It's got all the correct parts. I mean, it doesn't have the chassis, but you know, it's got some awesome gimmicks with this. I'm super excited. Hasbro kept a lot of the stuff that we wanted, like anime gimmicks, anime parts, and all that, you know? So taking a look at our box, it looks very nice. The art on the front of this looks awesome as always. You know, I've always actually loved the Speedstorm packaging. I think they look very nice, and the thunder, the electricity around Curse to Tomb just looks absolutely awesome. Taking a look at the back of the box, we get all the parts of this Beyblade and the stats for it as well. So for our chip, we have Satomb. For our layer, we have Curse. For our disc, we have D71, also known as Hurricane. And last, but certainly not least, we have our driver, TSP06M, also known as Universe. So, as you all can see, we did get correct parts. We didn't get a chassis or anything, but we did technically get the correct parts. It's not exactly like, you know, we didn't get the chassis, but everything else is literally anime accurate. We also get a gimmick with the layer, so we get these rollers that actually like absorb. So as Hasbro's calling it, shock absorbing perimeter. So whenever you hit these rollers on Curse to Tomb, you basically just parry the attack, you know? So the attack gets completely reflected, I guess. I mean, you obviously take a little bit of damage, but not as much as you would if you were with a regular Bey, like maybe for a Valtric, you'd be taking a lot more damage. But then with Curse to Tomb, it's kind of like Variant Wall, but not really. It's a little bit different, but I mean, you kind of get that, right? Like, it's kind of like that actually, except with the layer now. So basically, you get these rollers, which are actually super awesome. Hasbro keeps that gimmick, which is definitely a good thing. We'll go more into depth on the parts later on. Taking a look at our stats now, we have 1 in attack, 0 in burst, 12 in defense, 7 in weight, 4 in agility, and 4 in stamina. So that's it for the box, looking absolutely awesome. But that's it for the box. Now, let's go and open this up. Let's do this. I like how Silas is back in Beyblade Burst Surge. I think he's a pretty cool character, and yeah, I mean, his Bey, Satomb, is definitely awesome, except in the Japanese version, they call it Satomb, but in the dub, they call it Satomb. I think that name is also pretty cool. Alright, so here we go. We got a ripcord right here, instruction manual, and right here, we get our standard Speedstorm launcher and all the parts of Curse to Tomb. So now, let's go and take a close-up look at all of the parts of Curse to Tomb. So here are all the parts for Curse to Tomb. Let's start things off by taking a look at our disc, Hurricane. Now, Hurricane is a pretty cool disc. We saw Hurricane in a previous release in GT/Rise. We saw it in Bush and Ashindra, and I think Bush and Ashindra was a pretty iconic Bey. It was pretty cool, you know, Armin, Kusaba, and all that. It's nice to see Hurricane back with Curse to Tomb. I definitely do not have any complaints with it. I think it's a pretty cool disc, but, you know, there might be some better discs, but it's honestly all about preference, like if you guys like Hurricane. I don't think it's like one of the best discs, though, for competitiveness, at least for Hasbro, but Hurricane is definitely a pretty good disc, though. For our driver, we have Universe. So here we have a side-by-side comparison of Hasbro versus Takara Tomy. So the green driver is Takara Tomy, and the Hasbro driver is purple. So as you guys can see, there actually is a difference in the size of these two drivers. We do get metal in the Hasbro one, and as you all can see, the Takara Tomy version is much shorter than the Hasbro one. That's the gimmick with the Speedstorm drivers. They're a little bit taller than the Takara Tomy counterparts. We also do get the spinning gimmick on the driver, so as you guys can see, the driver does spin. This piece right here spins individually, and this piece spins individually as well. So this piece right here and this piece right here both spin. How cool is that? So what basically the idea of that was to basically reduce friction on the stadium so that you can spin for longer, which is obviously a better thing. You know, you always want to have better stamina. Now in terms of springs, I think the Takara Tomy one has the better spring, but yeah, definitely a good job by Hasbro. We get metal in the driver, which is awesome. You guys can see that. Metal right there. Metal right there. So yeah, that's pretty cool that Hasbro kept the gimmicks. I think this overall bay is easily one of the best SPEEDSTORM bays just because of how many gimmicks Hasbro did keep, which is just awesome. You know, we love to see gimmicks on Hasbro bays. If they do have it, then I'll definitely take it. If they don't, then I'm still fine with it. Next up, we have our layer. Let's just take a look at our chip first. So for our chip, we have Satomb. I love the detail on this. Hasbro didn't miss too many details on this Satomb chip. There are a couple, but I think overall, Hasbro did a pretty good job. And the QR code on the back. And last up, we have our layer. Now, Hasbro decided to keep the gimmick on this as well. So, honestly, I'm pretty happy with this bay. We get all the anime gimmicks. We get all the anime accurate parts. I'm not complaining right here. This is super cool, okay? So we have these rollers. They spin around. You see that? They literally spin around. This one, this one, this one, and this one. Now, I think all these rollers are actually plastic, but still, guys, that's pretty awesome. You know, we get the anime gimmicks, we get the anime parts. Satomb is looking to be a pretty good bay. So, yeah, I thought that was really cool. You know, the shock-absorbing perimeter. So we get 5 rollers on the perimeter of this curse layer. Now, that is definitely awesome. We also get chassis, like painted chassis detail on. It's kind of molded in, as you guys can see right there. They molded like a chassis design in the layer too, which is awesome. I think that's really cool. So overall, Satomb is looking pretty good. You know, we get all the gimmicks, which is honestly all I was hoping for. We get the universe gimmick, we get the curse gimmick. Honestly, what more could you ask for? I think Hasbro did a great job on this bay. It looks very nice as well. Alright, let's put our bay together now. Alright, looking pretty good. There's a huge gap between this piece right here and the disc. That's a huge gap. Alright, so let's test out the slopes for this bay really quickly. It's not too tight, but it's not that loose either. Even though Satomb does not have the best slopes, it's still okay because all the other SPEEDSTORM bays, at least most of them, don't really have that great slopes either. So that's completely fine. So now let's go and test out our Satomb against a couple of other SPEEDSTORM bays. First up, we have Brave Valtryek V6. 3, 2, 1, go shoot! Ooh. And Satomb with the win right there. Obviously, because of the height of the driver, Satomb does scrape a lot, but still, Satomb did take the win. 3, 2, 1, go shoot! And Satomb with another win. Next up, we have Glide Rocktivore. 3, 2, 1, go shoot!
This is what a real attack looks like! Go, Satomb! Universe Drift!
Wow, Satomb! Oh, shoot! Wow, Satomb! Well, that was pretty impressive right there. Satomb with a burst finish. Wow, not bad. 3, 2, 1, go shoot! Ooh, some huge hits. Alright, so Runtaro versus Silas. And Glide Rocktivore takes the win right there. 3, 2, 1, go shoot! And Glide Rocktivore withstanding some pretty intense attacks from Satomb. Ooh. And Glide Rocktavore takes another win, being pretty close to bursting there as well. Next up, we have Colossal Helios. 3, 2, 1, go, shoot! Ooh, Satomb. Oh. And, oh, that was actually super close. Colossal Helios looked like it was about to spin steal there, but Satomb secures the win with a couple more attacks. That was pretty sick though. I gotta say, Satomb is turning out to be a pretty good Bey, even against counterclockwise, right? It's actually pretty good. I think if Universe was just a little bit shorter for SPEEDSTORM, then I think Satomb would probably be one of the best Beys in SPEEDSTORm. 3, 2, 1, go, shoot! Ooh, huge hit from Satomb right there. Wow. Oh, it's gonna be super close, and got the wobble right there. Satomb technically takes the win. I mean, you could count that, but I don't know. Alright, let's talk about Satomb. Overall, I think it's a pretty good Bey, you know, with all the anime gimmicks. I think Satomb is just a little bit, like, it's actually very close to being one of the best SPEEDSTORM Beys. I would say it's probably one of the best. It's actually very strong. Let me know your thoughts on Satomb in the comment section below. Anyways, though, that is it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.